Atiku's argument is very reasonable because if Tinubu's argument in the district court in Chicago is that a clerk in Chicago State University made errors in his certificate, it's already an acceptance that the certificate is not the same with the original one. If they were, he wouldn't be talking about errors. And now, getting back to the errors, how can the university clerk make all these errors in one single certificate? Before we analyze all these errors, of course, many of you know that already, let's see what Atiku is seeking because some people are mistaking the whole thing. What brought Atiku to Chicago court is to find the person that was admitted to the university. Yes, it's very important the way the Chicago State University staff members are handling the matter. It might just lead to a criminal investigation. The more they try to hide Tinubu's records, the more it arouses curiosity. How did it start? It all started with Tinubu himself when he was filing his particulars in 1999 to contest the governorship election in Lagos. He filled in some primary schools and secondary schools he attended, but when they were proven to be a lie, that he never attended any of them, in 2022, when he was filing for the presidency, he decided to leave them blank. So he raises a question. Does it mean he didn't attend any primary or secondary school? No one can be admitted to a secondary school without showing proof that he attended a primary school. Likewise, university. You must present some results that will qualify you to be admitted in a university. So the fact that he left these blank, he didn't fill any primary or secondary school, it aroused more curiosity. And because he lied before in 1999, he is supposed to lie more or fabricate more lies to protect the first lie. So why Atiku is seeking the admission records of one Bola Tinubu in Chicago State University is to find out the secondary school he attended, because you must have presented that secondary school. Results from that secondary school must have been tendered by him in order to be admitted in Chicago State University. He wants to know why Tinubu refused to write down this secondary school. It's suspicious. If you're an investigator or even an ordinary journalist, someone can be claiming that he attended a secondary school without providing the primary school he attended, not to talk of university. So that's what he wants to know. And getting to know the secondary school he attended, he can approach the same secondary school to know the primary school he attended. That's how far he's ready to go in order to prove the real identity of Bola Tinubu. And it doesn't make any sense for anybody to be angered by this. He's just trying to know the identity of this man because he doesn't have any public records available prior to 1970 or even maybe in the mid-70s. So Atiku getting his hands on these records will prove the real identity of Tinubu. Of course, we already know this. We know that he wasn't the person that was admitted, but let Chicago State University tender the records to Atiku. In any case that it changes, that is not exactly what is already in the public domain. Remember, they've answered subpoenas in the past. Last year, they answered the lawyer. So if what they will eventually deliver to Atiku is different from what they already gave the lawyer, that is where it might trigger a criminal investigation, because it means that someone already tampered with the records. Some people are genuinely angry about Atiku's adventure. Why are they? Atiku is simply seeking the truth. He just wants to confirm that Tinubu is telling the truth. So if it's about finding the truth, why should people be angry about it? It's not about yearbook. No one is talking about the year he graduated, whether it was 1979 or 1980. Yes, it's suspicious that 1979 yearbook is missing on Chicago State University website. But that's not the main issue. The issue is who exactly was admitted to Chicago State University. If this man came in the middle, Chicago State University should explain why and how it's possible for someone else to get admitted and someone else, completely different from the admitted candidate, to graduate from the same university. So you can understand why Chicago State University is trying to cover up for him, even without an inducement. Because when these documents come out, it will prove that it actually happened. That will be an indictment of Chicago State University themselves. Whenever they deliver the admission records to Atiku, it will prove one thing, that the person we know as Bola Tinubu today did not attend a secondary school. Well, maybe he attended a secondary school using his old name, but he will still have a problem because that's not the name he goes by now. He will still need to prove that he is the same person when he will present a certificate that doesn't bear Bola Tinubu. It's just too complicated. Let's get back to how it all started for those who are not aware of the story. The person we know as Bola Tinubu today was adopted into the famous Tinubu family in Lagos. One of his half-sisters, the real Bola Tinubu, was the one that was admitted in Chicago State University, and while she was still schooling, all of a sudden, she passed on. Tinubu of today now sees the opportunity to travel to the United States with her documents. Many people might be thinking, is that possible? Yes, it used to be possible up till the early 2000s in Nigeria. Back in the day, Oluwole used to be the hub of all forgeries. You could walk into Oluwole with money and buy an international passport with a visa. The guys were that good, just like they do in Malaysia. They would just snap your photograph, cut out the passport photo from the international passport, and laminate yours. It becomes yours. You just have to answer the name. If you meet immigration abroad and they question you, just make sure you remember all the biodata on the passport. By that time, there was no biometric passport, so it was easy for many people to travel that way. But one wonders, why did he do it? Well, when you consider that the person in question was an American citizen, it granted him a lot of advantages and possibilities. That explains why he was able to take over the person's records in the United States. Now, let's see the errors Tinubu's lawyer talked about in court. Tinubu will never take responsibility, he always passes the blame or buck to another person. Just like he claimed in 1999 that it was Senator Afikiomi that filled his INEC forms. The same way he's blaming a clerk in Chicago State University for committing several errors on the certificate they gave him. Did the university actually issue Tinubu this certificate? Because it doesn't look like they did. If they did issue him this, why did they issue another one under subpoena, a completely different one? You already know the differences. It has 3 signatures. This one has 2. The body, the fonts, everything is different, including the logo. Even one of the signatories didn't start working in Chicago State University till the 90s, while he graduated supposedly in 1979. So Atiku's lawyer, Angela Louis, while replying Tinubu's counsel in Chicago District Court, said that this is not an error. There's a difference between an error and a mistake. When you have all these errors on one certificate, it proves that it was forged. The Chicago State University cannot issue 2 different types of certificates to different individuals. It's not possible, and the fact that they have produced this original one under subpoena proves that this one was forged. It's as simple as that. You see, the problem is not just these forgeries and the laughable arguments to cover them up. The main problem is the contempt with which Tinubu treats Nigerians. He knows that this is a forged certificate, but because he doesn't really care, who will say anything? Bring that person, I'll have his price. Who will do anything? Just submit it, no problem. So that kind of thing, that kind of attitude is where the problem lies. Yes, his impunity is just too much. Imagine appointing someone who is currently doing her NYSC service. He appointed the same person as minister. It is blatantly against the law, but he did it anyway. Nothing will happen. So if there is no consequence for breaking the law, that means we are heading to anarchy. Anyone can behave any way he likes. Nothing will happen, no repercussion. The law won't take its course. That's why the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, of course, is not being confirmed yet, but will have a date of 16th September 2023 when they will deliver judgment. The judgment is not just about the election itself. It's about setting the policy that will guide Nigerian politics going forward. So whatever they are doing, whatever they are going to say in their judgment, they will understand that it will be the guiding policy going forward. If they say in their judgment that anyone, after violating all the sections that Tinubu violated as listed in the evidence before them, that the person can still be cleared and become president, then no problems. In the near future, or maybe the next election cycle, people with more baggages than Tinubu will even contest, and no one can stop them. Also, if they say that INEC can do whatever they like, jettison all the technology that cost billions of naira to acquire in order to make elections free and fair, that elections conducted in this manner can stand, then going forward in the next election cycle, maybe INEC wouldn't even need to conduct any election. They wouldn't even need to send any polling officer to any polling unit. They would just sit somewhere, write all the results and collate and announce. And the courts will obviously uphold them because of the precedent that will be set by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. On the other hand, if they decide to say no, we must do the right thing, the law must be interpreted to the letter. No room for technicality. Whatever the law says, we must uphold that. Then joy is coming. Thanks for watching.